So I'm going to demonstrate it for you again this week. We're going to go through the second week of December. And let's see, where are we? We had a prior full moon at 12 Gemini, which squared Neptune. And so Neptune's acting up. Nobody's happy with Neptune. Floods and liquids and bad smells and, scandals, scandals. Neptune loves scandals. The other thing that's going on, you had a new moon at 26 Scorpio, trined Chiron, and the wounded healers were doing fine for like a whole month. Now, after you go through this next week, there's another new moon next Sunday on December 17th. That new moon is at 26 degrees, 27 degrees of Sagittarius. And Saturn is there. So Saturn, we got a new moon on Saturn, and they're both squaring Chiron. So this next weekend, not the one coming up for you, but the next weekend is a big hit on homeless people. I saw in the news today, and I'm back here on the 18th of November, that in LA they have this, the Santa Ana River has these cement banks, and they're homeless people moved in along the river banks there, and they turned out there was a lot of homeless people there, and they'd built little hooches, and they went in to clean them out because somebody complained, about the nuisance of all these homeless people, and they found out these guys had gone underground and built houses under the ground, and one tunnel they found had 1,000 bicycles in it. We don't know yet who was saving all those bicycles and why. 1,000 bicycles in a tunnel by homeless people. Anyway, the wounded healers are in for it. You got this next week while they're still doing okay. And then the SHIT hits the fan, and the wounded healers are going to take a hit. These include all these non-traditional doctors, like no MD, you're some kind of a non-traditional doctor, you're a wounded healer. Anyway, I'm kind of tired of Neptune already, but I love Chiron. He's a great guy. Well, let's take a look at this and go around the wheel and see how it looks for you day by day. Now, this is not your chart. This is the generic chart. But when you're out in public, boy, and in your inner world and outer world, what does Rinpoche tell me? Be a better astrologer. Look inside, look outside. Look at the chart. So inside matches outside, okay? So if you're on the Thursday night show, you're feeling pretty good. Yeah, because here in the morning, there's a nice sextile to Jupiter, and Jupiter's happy. Everybody's happy. Here's the sun. We get a trine to the sun. And wait a minute, this is Leo. That's got to be a square to Jupiter. What am I doing? Got it wrong. So, overdoing it Thursday morning. Too much laughing and clowning around. Ate too much. Settles out Thursday night with the trine to the sun, and we kind of get your head. And Friday looks pretty nice to me. Friday here at December 8th. We've got Mercury lined up with Uranus. So even though Mercury's retrograde, your mind is working pretty well. And here's also trine to Saturn. You're organized about, your words and your writing and stuff. And here's Mars, a sextile to Mars. So you got a lot of energy Friday morning. You can plan things out. The technical things are going. You got time, you got money, you got energy. Get some stuff done Friday. It's working well. While the moon's in Leo, see, this is late Leo. We're getting all these goodies. And then Friday, just after lunch here, the moon shifts into Virgo. It's a whole different situation. All that nice stuff. If you just slept in Friday, you missed it. Because once you're in Virgo, it starts to get a little dicey. Saturday morning, here's a square to Venus. There's no rest, there's no sex, there's no sweets. It's not so good. And here's Neptune. Neptune, ugh, squaring Venus, more deception, more scandal, more bad smells. And Neptune says, here, the water came up and washed all your sugar away. So, you can't trust love or sex or sugar or sweets. And all these characters, the doctor, priest, artist, musicians, are being kind of seduced by Venus. Yeah. Morning star Venus. She's ahead of the sun. She's still coming up morning star. So Saturday morning is not a time to go mess around with love and sex and alcohol and booze and deception. And there's going to be bad smells and confusion. And you could get yourself in a scandal here too. Feels better Saturday night. Here's finally a nice trine to a sextile to Jupiter, and some truth and wisdom comes out, and then a trine to Pluto, so you can actually get some research done. Some new discoveries come up. Not bad. However, about midnight, the sun squares the sun, and we lose our ambition and the plan we had. And so not much is getting done here. Sunday morning, well, here's a breakfast time. Here's a square to Mercury, and it's retrograde. We're saying things twice, losing our keys, having trouble with words, communications, and transportations. So Sunday, the less you do, the less trouble you'll get into. But if you do something, here's waiting and lurking in the wings. Here's Saturn, and the moon squares Saturn Sunday night, around dinner time and after dinner. So things got really slow, probably got cold. Sunday is not such a hot day. Monday it starts to mellow out a little bit. The moon's in Libra, and it feels a little better. And here's some sweets. Here's Monday night. And here's a nice sextile to Venus. It's the 11th. And it's a good time to be with somebody you love and to be able to relax and get some sleep. Not bad. Tuesday morning, the moon's still in Libra. Starts off with a square to Pluto, a little panicky. And then Mercury comes in, and some communication happens and calms everybody down. Yeah, calm down, everybody. It's false information. I don't know. Eek, a bug. So Tuesday night, here's the sun sextiles the sun, and you're getting a plan together. You're well organized. There is an opposition to Uranus. About the same time, you got a sextile to the sun. You want to get some stuff done. Look out, the batteries might not work. The electricals might be out Tuesday night. Don't be surprised. You can overcome it. Just stay up later and get serious. You can fix it. Wednesday, the 13th, the moon's in Scorpio. And it starts with, Wednesdays are angry. Here's a square. Here's a conjunction to Mars. Oh my goodness. The moon's going by Mars. Everybody got ticked off, impatient, angry. These are not just the sportsmen fighting with the president. Taking a knee, they call it. Anyway, I got issues about forcing people to sing anthems and take the oath, from my early school days. I remember having to stand up in the morning next to my little desk, recite the oath of allegiance. What was that? Looked like fascist hit Germany, but I didn't know. It was the first and second grade. And then they added under God in there, and I thought, uh-oh. I had trouble remembering that. I still do. I can recite the Pledge of Allegiance, but I leave out the under God part. Anyway, you might be feeling defensive here on Wednesday, throughout the middle of the day and the early morning after breakfast. So don't get in a rush. Ask yourself what you're protecting. Maybe you'll get some constructive work done. Maybe. Maybe you'll just be angry and impatient. Thursday, the moon's still in Scorpio, and we hit the good stuff. Here's a trine to Neptune. Yeah. And we got some dreams coming up and coming true, and some sensitivity, some real sensitivity. And then the moon hits Jupiter, and it's very different. The moon hit Mars, and we're all angry and impatient and feel too much testosterone. The moon hits Jupiter, and the wisdom comes out, and the knowingness, and this is the lawyer professor, lightning bolts of truth and wisdom come out. New information that you can use. Here before dinner is a nice sextile to Pluto. So Thursday's involved with inspiration, and then lightning bolts of truth, and then discovery. Good day, Thursday. You should feel it kind of continuing through Friday until the afternoon. Then the moon shifts into Sagittarius, and all the vibes change again. Yeah. You're not in the Venus zone quite yet. Not till you get to early Saturday morning and you go into the Venus zone. But you know, the moon doesn't hit Venus until early Sunday morning, real early. And when it does that, it squares Neptune. So here you're very confused Saturday night and wish you had some sweets and sex and love. And maybe you'll get some too. Maybe so. It could happen Sunday morning. So if you're still confused and feel dizzy and you drank too much, stay in bed and hope Venus will come along and help you out. But look out, she's in spearing Venus, see? Because she rises before the sun. She's up here early, so she's still pretty dangerous. And at the time she has a lot of power here Saturday night. Neptune is confused. She, here, have another drink. Now, would you give me some money? Uh-oh, Saturday night. Scandals are going on. Things are happening. As you go through Sunday, you're in the Venus zone Sunday morning, and you're going towards the Mercury and the Sun, which happens Sunday night. And the new moon happens Sunday night, too. And that new moon is at 27 Sag. It's right on Saturn. So we're going to have a month of being cold and things freezing. That's what this is. Saturn crystallizes things. And so when you have a new moon conjunct Saturn, things crystallize. Here they're trying to make laws. Laws are a crystallization of these ideas. Let's put under God into the anthem. Pledge of Allegiance, rather. So make some laws if you want. We don't know if everybody's going to follow them, though. And one thing's clear. They're not in the favor of the wounded healers. Let's make a law and say that all these acupuncturists, chiropractors, faith healers, all these different forms of healing from all over the world are myths and superstitions, and only your MD with a medical doctor degree from a university can pass out the pills and get the insurance money. Eek! It's a new moon on Saturn. Yeah. So don't make bad laws and don't crystallize bad stuff. You'll have enough trouble with the sudden icing up of your world Sunday night, because that'll go through the next month. Yeah. Especially the last half of December. We're going to have that iciness. That's kind of the way it is this week.